In this video, I'm going to show you what's in my camera bag going into 2020. Stay tuned. What is going on, guys? Brady here. So in this video, with the new year approaching, I figured it would be a good time to share with you what's in my camera bag. And then stick around till the end, because there's some few things I want to upgrade and then replace, and I'm going to want to hear your suggestions. Alright guys, so starting with the bag itself, it's the Lowepro 450. I've had this for a couple years. It's a great bag. I can fit like mostly all of my gear in here, and it's held up really well for the past few years. And it's also got these little things on the outside that you can clamp stuff to, and yeah, it's a nicely designed bag. Next up is the cameras I use. I've got two Nikon Z6 bodies. I'm not going to get into the details of them too much because I just did a 1-year review video on them. I'll link that up here and in the description if you want to check that out. But as far as these go, not too many complaints. Great cameras for photo and video. Next up is some lenses I use. The main lens I use is the 24-70 f4. It's just the kit lens. It came with each of my Z6s. Just for an everyday walk-around lens, this is a great lens. It's small, light. Basically, you can shoot anything from landscapes, portraits, night photography. I mean, it's not ideal for either of them, but an all-around great lens. Next lens I got, which is also native to the Z series cameras, is the 50mm f1.8. I use this for more like detailed shots where I want to separate background from the subject. This is a very sharp lens and relatively cheap as far as full frame lenses go. Yeah, super sharp. It's a great lens for video as well. Another lens is the Nikon 14-24mm f2.8. That's the lens that's shooting this video right now. And that's my go-to lens for these videos, and then definitely my go-to lens for night photography of the Milky Way and all that. It's an exceptional lens for that. Yeah, I use that adapted with the FTZ adapter, which I also leave in my bag. The last lens I keep in my bag is this is actually a DX lens. It's a 55-300mm, just a little telephoto lens. This actually came with my Nikon D7200. I've been wanting to upgrade this lens for a couple years now, even when I had my D7200, and I haven't yet. But I'm definitely going to be looking to get a better telephoto lens. Next up is the drone I keep in my bag. It's just the Dji Mavic Pro. It's the original one. I've had this for, man, it's got to be 3 years now. It's just about on its last leg. I used it this past fall, but the gimbal messes up a lot. It's on its way out, I think. Yeah, this is what I obviously use for my aerial photography and video. It's been a great drone the past 3 years. Tripods I use. This is the Manfrotto B3. The thing I really like about this one is how small it is. There's obviously some downsides. It's not as stable, but I basically leave this in my truck at all times, so it's wherever I need it. Also on longer hikes, I'll put this in my bag and bring it with me. And then the next tripod is the one I'm using right now to hold my camera up shooting this video. It's the Manfrotto 055, and that thing is a beast. Obviously not good for longer hikes. Perfect for, you know, really windy conditions, or if your tripod's in the water. I've shot it in running water before to get a good angle at the waterfall, and that's a great tripod, but super heavy and it's super bulky. Next up are some accessories. I had 3 different headlamps in my backpack. I don't know why. I can only use one at a time, but headlamps are definitely something I like to keep in my bag just for lower light conditions so you can see the buttons on your camera, and definitely for Milky Way shooting because it's pitch black then. A couple other little lights I leave in my bag are these little Lume Cubes. These are the Lume Cube Airs. These are really convenient to have, especially like shooting the Milky Way. You can use these to light up the foreground a little bit. And then another thing I also do is during these videos, sometimes I'll, you know, put them up there like that just for accent lighting. But yeah, these are really cool, durable little things, nice and small to keep in your bag. Alright, when it comes to filters, I use 3 different filters. I use a polarizer, a 6-stop ND filter, and then a 10-stop ND filter. The polarizer and the 6-stop I mainly use for like waterfalls, and then if it's getting to be like blue hour and I want like a really long exposure, I'll use the 6-stop for that. And then the 10-stop is when I really want to lengthen the shutter speed and, you know, get the clouds streaking across the sky and, you know, really smooth out water in the lake or anything along those lines. But yeah, those are the only 3 types of filters I use. Camera straps, I leave them in my bag. I've got like a love-hate relationship with them. Most of the time they just get in my way. But I came up with this little way to take them on and off really easily. There's just these little micro lock things that I tie on. And now it's easy just to clip on and clip off. And I'll link these little things in the description. They're really cheap and it's worth having. There's a few other various things I keep in there, but those are the main things. Now let's get into what I want to add to my bag in 2020. And please feel free to comment on any suggestions you have. So first, I want to get a macro lens. I've always been intrigued by macro photography, and I just have never had the right lens to do it. And I think this year I'm gonna definitely add one of those to my bag. One I've been looking at is the Tokina 100mm f2.8. I don't know a ton about it. I never used it or anything, but that's something I'm looking at getting. If you have any other suggestions, definitely let me know. And then another thing, I'm probably going to have to get a new drone. That drone, the gimbal's just all messed up. It just goes crazy and points in any direction it wants to midway when I'm flying it. And it's tough to use. I miss shots because of it. Yeah, I'm just going to have to either replace that one or upgrade. I don't see too much of a reason to upgrade to the Mavic Pro 2. I get fine shots with the original one, so I might just save the money and stick with the original one. Another thing I'm going to be doing is replacing the lens I'm using for this video right now. This lens is actually going to come out native to the Z series cameras, so depending on the price, I know it's going to be up there. I'm going to be looking at adding that one. And then also I might additionally add like a 20mm f1.4, which would be perfect for shooting these type of videos. I think Sigma makes one. I don't know, I gotta do some research and see what I want to get. Another thing I want for like the video side of things is a gimbal. I think the Weebill S is what I'm going to be looking at getting. And then lastly, I want to upgrade that telephoto lens. I've had that 55 to 300mm kit lens for 3 years. It's done me good. I've got some good shots from it, but it's finally time to upgrade that. I've looked at like the 200 to 600 Sigma, not physically, but I've just like looked and researched online about it, and I've thought about doing that. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Not sure what route I'm gonna go with that. Anyway, definitely let me know your suggestions, what you think, what you would add to your bag if you had my setup. Leave a comment. I always read all the comments and I'd like to hear it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next video.